Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Crosby Palace here at Nick Augelli Court for tonight's Waterbury High School basketball matchup between the Sacred Heart Hearts and the Crosby Bulldogs on Sky TV. Alongside Dave Thural, Chris Grace with you here. Should be a fun evening of hoops for you in the Brass City as the Hearts look to maintain their dominance within the Naugatuck Valley League. And Coach Augelli's Bulldogs would like to put a change to that here tonight. We're about a half a minute away from the national anthem in the starting lineups. Crosby fell in their last contest to Waterbury Career Academy, and Sacred Heart narrowly defeated the same Spartans from Career Academy. The last time these two teams met, Sacred Heart was victorious 77-70. Now they'll have to go on the road and take on the Bulldogs inside the Palace. There's a nice crowd in attendance so far tonight, still filling in as we get ready for the starting lineups. But first, we'll have the national anthem for you in just a matter of moments. First your Crosby Bulldogs. On behalf of the Crosby Athletic Department, we welcome our guests to Sacred Heart. And we'd like to remind all spectators, the CIAC and Naugatuck Valley requires to maintain high standards of courtesy and playing sportsmanship. Spectators and players should refrain from behavior which does not reflect the standards of good sportsmanship. Behavior not acceptable will be cause for removal from the contest. Please enjoy the game and good luck to both teams. At this time, we'll step aside as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem, and then it's going to be Sacred Heart and Crosby on Sky TV right after this. Great live rendition, a duet of our national anthem. Now for the starting lineups. Sacred Heart comes into town with 2 losses, both coming outside of the state of Connecticut. They are perfect within the Constitution State, coached by John Carroll, the best program in the state over the last 3 years, without any question. And they haven't rebuilt, they just keep reloading. Starting at center, wearing the number 0 will be Connor Tierney. Andre Anderson will handle the point guard duties. Fran Barton start as the swingman. Raheem Solomon, senior guard forward, and Isaiah Gator, senior forward, will round out the starting lineup for Coach Carroll's Hearts. They were victorious 77-70 earlier this season at home against these very same Bulldogs.
And now for Coach Nick Augelli's Crosby Bulldogs. Rimmel Reid gets a start tonight. The junior. Marquise Days will handle the inside tonight. He's going to have an important role on the window tonight. Make sure that Sacred Heart don't get too many offensive rebounds. Tyler Spears, the junior. Sophomore point guard Justin Davis continues the lineage of small guards here at Crosby that can really shoot the basketball. And Kerwin Prince is a glue guy who does a little bit of everything for the Bulldogs. And he'll line up wearing the number 0 for Coach Nick Augelli, for whom this floor is named. So once again, the starting five: Solomon, Gator, Anderson, Barton, and Tierney for the Hearts. Prince, Reid, Days, Spears, and Davis are the starting five for the Bulldogs. Sacred Heart wearing the road maroon uniforms, trimmed in gold with white lettering. Crosby wearing the home whites, trimmed in red with blue numbers and blue lettering across the front. And it should be fun as we get ready to tip things off. As always, the key to controlling Sacred Heart is to take care of the basketball, a sensational defensive basketball team. And it's nothing fancy. They just play good old-fashioned man-to-man defense. And when they do turn the ball, when they do first turnovers, Gator and Solomon are great getting out in transition. So those are the guys you have to look out for, wearing number 2 and number 11 for Sacred Heart. Days will match up with Tierney for the tip-off, and Days controls the tip, but Solomon is there to pick it up for the Hearts, and they'll have the first possession of the game. Crosby will line up in a 2-3 half-court zone. It's really more of a zone trap. Davis working on Anderson. They get into Barton. He's stripped on the floor. Loose ball comes out for Gator. Gator will reset. Anderson fakes the shot, pulls up from 15 feet. That's no good. Offensive board. Putback doesn't go for Tierney, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Days. It'll stay with Sacred Heart. Still extend the game's first possession. Corner 3 for Solomon. Off the side of the rim, no good. And it's tracked down by Spears. Up for Days. 15-footer is good. Marquise Days extending his range. Opens up the scoring. Bulldogs with a quick 2-0 lead. Nice feed inside for Barton. He's blocked but fouled on the play. They'll get Reid for the bump. That's the first on Rimmel and the first team foul against the Bulldogs. That'll send Fran Barton to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Barton hits the first, one more to come, and he rattles that one home. So all tied up at 2 apiece. Sacred Heart will drop back into half-court man-to-man. Rimmel Reid steps into a 3-ball, and he hits. Reid. Tell you what, Reid hasn't played much this year, but his minutes have picked up, and he is certainly not afraid of the moment. Anderson back for Solomon. Hangs, throws up a little floater that doesn't go, but it's tipped up and in by Isaiah Gator, and you have to keep him off the offensive glass if you want to have any chance of succeeding. Reid will try another one. Why not? 2 for 2. Rimmel Reid with 2 3-balls. And it's an 8-4 lead. So Rimmel rewarding Coach Augelli for putting him in the starting lineup. Solomon drives baseline, kicks it out, and turns it over. So a great start to the game for the Bulldogs. They lead 8-4 with the basketball. Tyler Spears handling the basketball. Leaves it for Reid, and he's bumped, but they'll say he was standing on the sideline, so both teams with consecutive turnovers. It'll go back to the Hearts, trailing 8-4. Just about 2 minutes into the action here at the Palace. Andre Anderson picks up his dribble. Inside free throw line jumper for Solomon is short. Kerwin Prince secures the rebound. Now he's going to push it. Kerwin lost it, got it back, goes up, blocked by Solomon, still loose. Barton comes away with the rebound and finds Gator. Outlet pass for Anderson, back to Solomon. He hangs off the window, can't get it to go. Offensive board for Barton, and he lost it out of bounds. So a slow start for the Hearts. And the Bulldogs with a 4-point lead and the basketball. Reid for Spears, and there's Solomon playing the passing lane. Solomon all the way to the bucket, a lot of contact, and they're going to wave off the hoop for goaltending. That one would have gone in, but I think it was either Anderson or Gator who came in and touched the rim, and that'll wave off the hoop. So some early mental mistakes for the Hearts. Reid drives, feeds Prince. He wasn't ready for it. Now he gathers himself, lays it up and in. 10-4, Crosby in front. 5 minutes to go in the first. Solomon goes inside for Barton, and he lays it up and in off the window. Fran Barton with 4 points, cuts the deficit to 4. Davis leaves it for Spears. And a moving screen is going to be called. I didn't see who they called that on. Justin Davis called for the moving screen. That is the first on Davis, second team foul. They go into Gator at the free throw line. Gator hangs, throws up a floater, doesn't get the roll, and the rebound's there for Reid. Reid giving them some great minutes here early on. Inside for Days, makes a move on Tierney, hangs, can't get it to go. And Tierney secures the rebound. Outlet pass for Gator, numbers this way, but Gator lost it. Spears picks it up. Spears feeds Reid, he'll throw another one up from downtown. That time it's short, maybe a heat check for Rimmel. But it was last touched by Sacred Heart, and it'll stay with the Bulldogs with 4:08 to go in the first with a 10-6 lead. Get it into Davis, throws up a floater, that's too strong. And again, Tierney gets enough of the rebound and leaves it for Anderson. Outlet pass Solomon. Fakes it from the wing, pulls up from the elbow, rattles around and out. Last touch by Gator, out of bounds to the Bulldogs. Crosby's going to make their first sub as Tariq Foggy comes in replacing Rimmel Reid. So Reid heads to the bench with 6 early points. Justin Davis, talented sophomore point guard, working on Anderson. Foggy for Spears, 3-ball. Off the side of the backboard. Now Gator and Solomon will get out. Solomon to Gator, couldn't finish, and the rebound for Prince. Prince will pull up from just outside the free throw line. Nothing but the bottom of the net, and that's going to lead to a quick timeout taken by Coach Carroll. 3:26 to go in the first quarter. Crosby out to an early lead. It's 12-6 at the Palace. You're watching Waterbury High School basketball on Sky TV. Welcome back to the Palace with David Thoreau. Chris Grace with you here on Sky TV, and it's been a good start to this one for Coach Argelli's Bulldogs. They lead 12-6 out of the timeout. Sacred Heart gets the ball to Gator on the elbow, but he misses the wide open jumper. Spears lost it. Solomon picks his pocket. Heads up, Solomon. Oh my. Can't let him get out in transition. Every time I've seen this Sacred Heart team, whether it be this year or over the past 3 years, defense leads to offense. It's the sign of a good team, and that's the case with these Hearts. You can't be careless with the basketball. Solomon called for his first foul. First team foul. Davis traveled with the basketball and turned it over. So a great reaction from the Hearts coming out of the timeout. Get it into Gator. Gator aggressively drives, pulls up, rattles around and out. And over the back is going to be called on Gator. That's his first, team second. Foggy lost it. Francisco just checked into the game, but he stepped on the sideline. It's a tough break for Francisco because it looked like he was bumped, but there was no whistle for the foul, just for him stepping on the sideline. So perhaps the Bulldogs caught a break there. That is Noah Francisco, one of two Franciscos on this roster, wearing the number 1. Days pulls up from the free throw line. Marquise Days. Boy, you can't say enough how much Marquise has improved as an offensive player this season. Gator with a beautiful no-look pass behind his head to Tierney, but he misses. Francisco got a piece of the rebound, as did Reid, tied up. Possession arrow favors the Bulldogs. There's the other Francisco, Zach Francisco. He checks into the game replacing Tierney. Neither one of these teams play a lot of guys. Both really play about 7 guys. Rimmel Reid leaves it for Davis. Davis lost it, got it back, and now he's trapped and finds Reid. Under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Prince pulls up from 10 feet, and he gets it to go. Kerwin Prince hits a couple of mid-range jumpers, and the lead is 8. Gator works it around to Solomon, pulls up for 3, that's off. Solomon's a very streaky shooter. Once he gets it going, though, watch out. Spears, Euro step, reverse is good. Tyler Spears using the basket as a shield. Gator leaks out in transition, though, and gets an easy 2. Back in the day, we would call that cherry picking, and they are very good at that. Always a threat to leak out. Davis with an NBA 3, nothing but the bottom of the net. Justin Davis, 21-10, and another quick timeout taken by the Hearts. 68 seconds to go in the first quarter. Crosby 21, Sacred Heart 10. You're watching Waterbury High School basketball on your home for Brass City Hoops, Sky TV. So 2 quick timeouts used by Sacred Heart coach John Carroll. Crosby really shooting at a high percentage. Days has hit a couple of nice jumpers. Reid with 2 threes. Davis just hit an NBA 3, and Prince has hit a couple mid-range shots. And they lead 21-10. Solomon now orchestrating the offense. He's yet to get going tonight. Feeds Anderson, skips one over to Gator. Gator will try a 3-ball, and that's good. Big shot for Gator to stop the bleeding there. It's 21-13. As the inside-out lefty gets it going, a steal by Anderson up for Gator, and he hammers it home with the right. So the lefty with 5 points coming out of the timeout as they respond to their coach's intensity. Spears turns it over. Gator with the steal for Solomon. Solomon is bumped off the window, no, and he'll go to the line. And here comes, you would imagine, a Crosby timeout, perhaps. Maybe he'll let it go to the end of the quarter. You see how quickly Sacred Heart can strike, though, and it's always with their defense. If you're careless with the basketball, it will lead to points for the Hearts, and that's what we've seen over the years, and that's what we're seeing so far tonight. Everything Sacred Heart is getting is in transition. And that allows Solomon to try to find his rhythm at the free throw line as he knocks down the first of two. One more to come for the senior. Knocks those both home, and it's a 7-0 run for the Hearts in about 30 seconds. Spears almost turned it over, got bailed out. Will stay with the Bulldogs with 16.4 seconds left. Out for Davis. Davis looks to drive, and he traveled. Rimmel Reid will check in for Davis. Ten seconds left. Solomon for Gator with 8. Back to Solomon. This is where he likes to shoot. Travel, and that'll give it back to the Bulldogs. So Solomon unselfishly looking to pass and calling for the travel instead. Now they'll apply some full court pressure to make this more difficult for the Bulldogs. They got to get it in, and he calls a timeout. Coach Augelli didn't want to use the timeout, but I think best case scenario, Rimmel Reid, instead of taking the 5 call, uses the timeout. With 3.8 seconds left, first timeout taken by the Bulldogs as they'll try to set something up here. Just under 4 seconds to go in the first quarter. So a 7-0 run by the Hearts to close out the first, as Cutwood was an 11-point margin down to 4. Gator hit the 3 coming out of the timeout. Then Gator forced a steal. And then they got on the floor again to force another steal in quick succession. Led to Solomon getting fouled. And within a blink of an eye, 11 turned into 4. Reid will take it out, and again they'll apply full court man-to-man. They get it to Spears with 3.5. For Prince with 1.5. Good if it goes, and it almost does. So a nice play by Crosby coming out of the timeout. They got a pretty clean look from about 35 feet, but it just hit off the backboard and the rim and couldn't go for Prince. A good first quarter for the Bulldogs, despite the 7-0 run for the Hearts to close it out. After one at the Palace, Crosby 21 and Sacred Heart 17. You're watching Waterbury High School basketball on your home for Brazos City Hoops, Sky TV. A nice atmosphere inside the Palace tonight alongside David Edward Thuralt. Chris Grace with you here at Augelli Court, and the Hearts with the basketball trailing by 4. Anderson, they try to solve this 2-3 zone. Crosby hasn't given up much in the half court so far tonight. It's been all in transition for the Hearts and at the free throw line. Anderson looks to feed the post, gets it to Francisco, feeds his brother. Back out to Solomon. Solomon hangs, uses his strength. Lays it up and in. Might have pushed off with his left hand there, but disguised it well enough to get away with it. So a 9-0 run for the Hearts. Cuts an 11-point deficit to 2. And now again they'll apply full court man-to-man defense. Now they'll back off. Spears handling the basketball, gets it to Davis. Reid. Inside to Prince. Step back fadeaway is good for Kerwin. Kerwin with a good shooting touch tonight. It's back to a 4-point game. Bulldogs are shooting remarkably well from the field tonight. Gator with a strong drive. He is a tough matchup inside and outside. Reid, stripped by Francisco. Up for Gator. Hangs with the right hand, count the basket and one. Spears will be called for the foul. Gator having a big first half will go to the line to try to give the Hearts the lead. Foggy will come in for Reid. So once again, the Hearts doing it with the defense. Francisco picked Reid's pocket, and that led to the leak out for Gator. And he rattles home the free throw, and the Hearts have a 1-point lead, 24-23. Spears for Foggy, looking to go baseline, and he nearly turned it over. Spears tracks it down. Spears pulls up from the elbow, can't get it to go. Tipped up, and the rebound secured by Francisco. The Hearts have really responded since that second timeout. Gator all the way to the bucket, lays it up and in. 26-23. Foggy will step into a three. That's off. Rebound for Davis. Leaves it for Prince. Kerwin goes baseline, hangs, lays it up and in. Kerwin having a nice game tonight, and he cuts it to one. Bulldogs could really use a stop. Anderson calls out a play. Penetrates, stripped, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Kerwin Prince. Days replaced by Jaquan Ballard. Tierney comes in for Zach Francisco. Gator with a three ball, that's short. Solomon gets a piece of the rebound, they keep it alive. Back to Solomon, he hangs and one. That is where he is so tough, he is so strong. Has great athleticism, he can hang, draw contact, and he's strong enough to finish inside, and you see that there again for Solomon. And he'll go back to the line. I go back to those two free throws he had, they seem to get him going, and now it's trouble for the Bulldogs. Solomon rattles that one out. It's 28-25. Prince with the rebound. Kerwin lost it off the foot of Solomon, but it goes right to Davis. Back for Spears. Bulldogs are playing a little too fast right now. Ballard. Nice ball fake. Gets to the bucket, and he can't finish. Too strong on the finger roll. Francisco for Gator. Solomon. Three ball from the corner. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Raheem Solomon starting to heat up, and the lead is its biggest it's been all night for the Hearts. 31-25. Foggy for Davis. Stripped and fouled. Second foul on Gator. Just the third team foul against the Hearts. Spears off the inbounds. Back for Foggy. Foggy feeds Ballard. He'll try a three from the corner. He knocks it home. So the unusual suspects hitting threes tonight. Reid with two, Ballard with one, and the lead is cut to three. Anderson's pass for Solomon deflected by Prince. It's the best I've seen Kerwin all season tonight. He looks very comfortable on the floor. Solomon feeds Francisco. He turns around for the free throw line. That doesn't go. Rebound for Spears. Spears for Foggy. Top of the key, Prince thought about the three. Now he'll pull up from the free throw line. That's a nice play. Kerwin Prince understanding his game. Not a three-point shooter. He fakes the three, and he takes a much more comfortable foul line jumper. Solomon stripped. It's to Foggy. He has it deflected. Last touch by the Hearts, out of bounds. Crosby with the basketball, trailing by 1. Barton will come in for Francisco as the Bulldogs have clawed back into this one. 4:01 to go in the first half. It's been fun at the Palace tonight. Crosby always plays Sacred Heart tough. Prince for Spears, and he hammers one home from downtown. The 3 ball. Keeping the Bulldogs in this one. They lead by 2, and a quick, easy hoop the other way as Barton stops that run with an easy layup. Nice dish to pick out Barton. Use the window for 2. 33-33. Spears for 3. That's short. Prince gets the rebound, and he's fouled by Solomon. That's 2 on Solomon. So Solomon with 2, Gator with 2. Off the inbound, it hits the backboard and turns it over. That's an unforced error for the Bulldogs. Those are the kind of plays you want to avoid. Too late on the sub. They're going to stop it, though, because of the inadvertent buzzer. Don't believe they're going to allow the sub. Now they are going to allow the sub. Reid comes in for Foggy. (33-33). Sacred Heart with the basketball. 3:27 to go in the first half here at the Palace. Solomon from the wing. You betcha. You can just tell when he starts feeling comfortable that the ball's going to go into the hoop. Spears with the answer, and it rattles out. Tierney secures the board, leaves it for Gator. Gator gets all the way to the bucket, lays it up and in. Ballard reverses it for Reid. Davis, wide open 3. That's too strong. And a loose ball foul is going to be called on Anderson for the push. That was a good call. To the naked eye, it could have looked like that was it was Anderson who got pushed, but he had his arm extended and created the contact there, despite the positioning. 38-33, 15th foul against the Hearts. Ballard replaced by Rimmel Reid, or by Days, excuse me. Reid to take out the basketball, out for Spears. He'll try a very long 3. Short, Reid with the offensive rebound, up and under and in! Rimmel Reid having a big night. 38-35. A long 3, short for Solomon. That was a heat check. A little out of his range. Sometimes I wonder if the kids playing high school basketball realize that you still only get 3 points, even if you are 10 feet behind the 3-point line. Seems like it's on a game-to-game basis, kids are throwing up deeper and deeper threes for no apparent reason. 38-35. Spears for Reid. A fadeaway 3, and he hits. Rimmel Reid is on fire tonight. Incredible shooting for Rimmel. Averaging about 3 points a game on the season. He's got 11 in the first half. And we've got a tie ball game. Solomon with the drive. Strong finish. 40-38. Under 2 minutes to play. Reid thought about it. He almost put that one up. Prince is trapped. Deflected by Barton out of bounds with 92 seconds to go in the first half. Rimmel Reid on fire here in the first half, leading the Bulldogs. They go in for Rimmel. He's double teamed and stripped. Last touch by Zach Francisco with 1:28 on the clock. So critical 90 seconds here for the Bulldogs. Got to take care of the basketball. Spears finds Kerwin, pulls up from 16 feet, too strong. Gator secures the rebound, stripped by Davis, but he gets it back. Outlet pass for Anderson. Anderson drives, hangs, he's blocked by Prince. What a play by Kerwin. Outlet pass for Days. Days to the bucket, and he misses the layup, and the putback is no good for Spears. 3-on-1 this way. Outlet pass for Tierney, lays it up, no good. Tip up is good. Now Prince leaks out. Kerwin bumped, and he's fouled, and he'll go to the line. Boy, a frantic finish to the first half. Francisco called for his first, team sixth. Sacred Heart bench didn't think that was a foul. Prince knocks that one home. I don't know that the Hearts are really in a position to complain about whistles on a game-to-game basis, but pretty physical play there. Prince, 2 for 2 at the line. Kerwin with the sweet stroke tonight. It's 42-40. 50 seconds left. Solomon will handle the basketball. Gator at the free throw line. See if they try to get him a touch, and they do. Gator, fade away. Too strong. Rebound for Prince. The Bulldogs are smart. They'll hold for the last shot here. Davis drives, feeds Days, pulls up from 10 feet, and doesn't get the roll. Francisco with the rebound. 20 seconds to work for Gator. Stripped by Reid and fouled. Gator rattles home the first. Noah Francisco comes into the game, as does Tariq Foggy. Reid goes to the bench with 11 points and 2 fouls. Barton checks in, replacing Gator to protect him with the 2 fouls. So Solomon and Gator will both go to the bench with 16.8 seconds left. 44-40. Spears handling the basketball. Davis with 10 seconds left. Gets a screen. Pulls up for 3. That's off. Rebound to Francisco with 5. Outlet pass for Tierney with 2. Stripped by Davis. It goes out of bounds, and the buzzer sounds, and that'll bring to an end a very entertaining first half. So back and forth, but the Hearts will hold a 4-point lead at the break. We'll come back in just a bit with some first half stats to get you ready for half number 2 at the Palace. Sacred Heart 44, Crosby 40. You're watching Waterbury High School basketball on your home for Waterbury Hoops, Sky TV. Welcome back to the Crosby Palace, along with Dave Thoreau, Chris Grace with you here at the home of the Bulldogs. And at halftime, it is 44-40, Sacred Heart in front of Coach Augelli's men. Some halftime stats to take a look at for Sacred Heart. It's really been two guys, Raheem Solomon with 18 points, Isaiah Gator with 20 points. The only other Heart to have scored in the first half was Fran Barton. He contributed with 6 points. For Crosby, more balanced. They had a great half shooting the basketball. Kerwin Prince leading the way with 14 points. Rimmel Reid with 11 points. And Tyler Spears with 5. Marquis Days with 4. And Justin Davis along with Jaquan Ballard each hit 1 3-pointer to give them 3 apiece. So Sacred Heart doing it with their 2 seniors. 38 combined points between Gator and Solomon have put them in front by 4 in a half that Crosby led for a decent amount of. One point they led 21-10, and then the Hearts went on a 13-2 run. Crosby kind of clawed back late in the first half. Solomon and Gator each with 2 fouls for the Hearts. Rimmel Reid with 2 fouls for the Bulldogs. Aside from that, no one else in any foul trouble. Crosby will start the second half with the basketball, moving from right to left on your Sky TV screen. Justin Davis working on Anderson with the basketball. Hearts look to trap Prince. He'll turn around. That's short from the foul line. Solomon with the board. Outlet pass for Anderson. Anderson hangs off the window and in. So Anderson is into the scorebook. That's his first bucket of the night. Hearts with a 6-point lead. Critical first couple minutes for the Bulldogs to try to maintain some confidence here. Stay within the Hearts. That's a good look for Spears, but that's off. Rebound for Solomon, outlet pass to Gator, lays it up off the window and in. It is like clockwork, those two. One of them gets a rebound or a steal, the other one leaks out, and within 2 seconds, you can put some points on the board. Crosby does not look like they're ready so far here in the second half. Prince with a nice ball fake, gets to the bucket, he hangs and he's fouled. Smart play by Kerwin to take it to the basket. Tierney called for the foul. It's his first, team's first. Kerwin at the line to shoot a pair. He's got 14 points to lead the Bulldogs. And he's 3 for 3 from the stripe. Kerwin 1 for 2 at the line. Knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Prince. It'll go to Sacred Heart. Crosby will pick up full court for the first time tonight. Gator from the elbow, and he knocks it home. So Gator with 4 quick points here in the second half. Reid for Davis. This is danger time for the Bulldogs. They get it inside for Days. Nice up fake and one. Marquis Days. Boy, you don't normally see continuation that long in the high school game, but they gave him the benefit of the doubt. And Days will go to the line to try to complete the 3-point play. That was more of an NBA continuation. I think that's what some of the Sacred Heart fans in front are thinking as well, and I tend to agree with them. It was a nice move by Marquis, though, and he misses the free throw. Solomon drives off the glass and good. Raheem's first bucket of the second half. He's got 20 points. The lead is 9. Spears to the basket, too strong. Day's got a piece of it. Last touch by Gator. I got to say this officiating crew has done a nice job tonight. That was a tough call, and he saw that well. That was last touch for sure by Gator out of bounds. I'm not always the easiest on officials. That's going to be over and back. No, they'll say it was on a deflection. He never had possession. Stripped. Deflected out of bounds. Last touch by Spears. The reason it wasn't backcourt is because he never had possession of the basketball. Much like in the NFL, if you fumble a football into the end zone on a kickoff, you could take a knee. Right. 52-43. Foul called on Barton. That's his first. Team's third. Hearts look like they're playing a little matchup zone here to start the second half. Can't tell because Crosby's not moving much on offense. No, it's man-to-man. Prince on the elbow, back for Davis. Spears, good look from the corner, short. Rebound for Anderson. Barton in transition. Feeds Gator, glides to the basket. That's too easy. See if we get a timeout on the other end. 54-43. We get it to Prince from the free throw line. Rattles around and out. That's no good. Offensive rebound, the putback for Tierney. Timeout Crosby. 4:45 to go in the third. Hearts outscoring the Bulldogs by 9 to start the second half. Biggest lead of the night. 56-43. Sacred Heart in front here at the Palace. Gators got 26 points to lead the way. Crosby with just 3 points here through 3 minutes and 15 seconds of the second half.
Again, the winner is 8-4-2-0-4-2 for about $69. Please report to the front door to claim your prize. Again, the winning ticket is 8-4-2-0-4-2. Please report to the front door. Ball.
Crosby with the basketball, 4:45 to go in the third, trailing by their biggest margin, 13. Davis, back for Spears. Freshman Davis with the basketball. Back to Spears, he pulls up, too strong. Prince on the offensive glass, stripped, it goes back to Davis. For Kerwin, into the corner, Reid for three, short, and the rebound. And Solomon was bumped by Reid, and that's going to be 3 on Rimmel. All those shots that were going down in the first half for the Bulldogs have stopped going in. So the Hearts ratchet up their defensive intensity, and that's in the difference here. Foggy checks in for Reid with those 3 fouls. First team foul of the second half against the Bulldogs. They look to trap at half court. Hearts deal with that, able to pick out Barton with the easy bucket. He's got 8 points. The lead is stretched to 15. Days for Davis. Ball fake, drives, hangs, short on the floater. Rebound for Solomon. Now he'll look to push it in transition. Solomon all the way to the basket. Count it, and one. That is just too much man right there. Solomon. Spears called for the foul. Solomon with 22 points, 1 free throw to come. Jackson Smith into the game to replace Davis. Spears for Prince. Kerwin's double team back for Spears. Corner three, that doesn't go. Spears tracks down the rebound. Nice feed to Days. He lays it up and in. Nice hustle play by Spears to save that one for Days. Gator with the ball fake. Feeds Solomon for three. You bet. Outlet pass. Gator able to track that one down. Goes behind his back. Loses it out of bounds. Last touch by Isaiah. Back to the Bulldogs. But in just under 5 minutes, what was a 4-point halftime lead has been stretched to 19 points as the Hearts ratchet up the intensity. And the Bulldogs have cooled off shooting the basketball. Days, right before he was about to land, was able to find Spears, and Spears lays it up and in. 64-47. Solomon gets into the paint, and he gets the roll. Just too strong. Days foul line jump shot is short. Barton saves it for Gator. Now he'll push. Gator hesitates, weaves past Jackson Smith, lays it up and in, and just like that, it's a 21-point margin. Timeout, Bulldogs. So Gator with 28 points. Solomon with 28 points. Not a math guy, but I think that's 56 combined points for those two. Dave Thoreau nods with agreement, so I'm going to go with that. Of course I kid, because I am a math guy. If you go to college for as many years as I did and you're not a math guy, then really what's the point? They inbound the ball to Jackson Smith. 2:10 to go in the third quarter. That has been all Hearts. Days for Spears. Spears to the bucket. Offensive foul. Barton draws the charge on Spears, and that'll wipe that basket away. Solomon pulls up from 16 feet. Woo! That boy is good. Inside for Days. Hangs and he's fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. So after a slow start, Solomon with 30 points. Marquise Days goes to the line. He's got 8 points tonight. Zach Francisco in replacing Barton. That one rattles out. Rebound secured by Tierney, and he'll leave it for Gator. .90 seconds to go in the third quarter. Gator hesitates, drives, fades, doesn't get the roll, and the rebound is there for Foggy. Pushes it up for Prince. Hangs, nice body control, but he couldn't finish. Days gets the offensive board. Goes up with it, he's stripped. Third try, and it's good. Marquise Days playing hard. 70-50. Days with 11 points. Solomon, jump stop, kick out. Gator for three, rattles around and out. Days with the rebound, and he's fouled. He'll get Francisco with the foul, 5th team foul against the Hearts. Second on Francisco. Jackson Smith handling the ball to Days. Prince, ball fake, gets to the basket, can't hit. Gets his own miss though, and he'll get fouled by Francisco, and he'll go to the line. So Bulldogs still playing hard on the offensive glass. Francisco picks up his 3rd and his 2nd foul in about 20 seconds. Kerwin will go to the line for 2. Kerwin with 15 points. Noah Francisco and Fran Barton check back in, replacing Tierney and Zach Francisco. Kerwin with one more at the line. He hits that one. He's got 16 points to lead the Bulldogs. The lead is 19, 70-51. Solomon with the basketball, 40 seconds to work. Feeds the post. Back out for Francisco. Deflected by Jackson Smith, and he steals the basketball. Markell to the bucket, and it's blocked by Solomon. Anderson feeds Barton for the easy layup. Once again, defense for the Hearts turns into a layup on the other end. 10 seconds left. Spears will pull it out for Jackson Smith. Inside to Days with 5. Step through. He hangs. Can't get it to go. Rebound for Gator. Good if it goes, but it hits the stanchion above the court. And that'll bring an end to a third quarter dominated by the Hearts. They outscore Crosby by 17 points in the third, and they lead 72-51 here at the Palace. So 8 minutes left in this one. It was a very competitive first half, but the Hearts have shown their experience in the second half, and they lead by 21 at the start of the fourth. Both teams start the fourth with their starting 5 on the floor. Actually, the Hearts have Noah Francisco out there in place of Tierney. Aside from that, they just get it in. No, a timeout is taken. So they'll have to reset the game clock to 8 minutes. Timeout taken by Sacred Heart as they couldn't get the ball in coming out the start of the fourth quarter. Still having issues with resetting the clock, so we will not start. There we go. Now we have it. 8 minutes on the scoreboard, and now I think we're going to start the fourth quarter. Sacred Heart gets a wide open look off the inbounds play. That's one way to handle it. Get a layup for Anderson, and it's 74-51. Days working on the free throw line against Solomon. Stripped by Gator. Back up and in. Days having a nice night. He's got 13 points. Anderson hesitates, hangs, misses. Gator's tip-up doesn't go, and Days secures the board. Feeds Days on the elbow, lays it up and in. Marquise continues to go to work at 74-55. Solomon pulls up for three, rattles around and out. Prince battling for and securing the rebound. Bulldogs with a nice start to the fourth quarter. Davis for Reid, corner three, short. Days with another offensive rebound, put back and one. So the Bulldogs come out, start the fourth quarter with some fire and some heart. Marquise Days leading the way on the offensive glass. Which will lead to Coach Carroll bringing Tierney back into the game. It's one thing this Hearts team does not have is great team size. And again, though, not many teams in the NVL really do have great size this year. Anderson feeds Gator. Gator drives strong. Can't finish, but Tierney is there for the offensive rebound and the putback to stop the Bulldog run. Reid through traffic. Last touch by Prince, out of bounds. Outlet pass wide open, heads up. Solomon pressured by Reid to prevent the dunk. But still the finish is there for Solomon. Reid for Days. Days squares up, looking for an option, back to Davis. Spears, Reid, corner three. Not that time, he's gone cold in the second half. Prince is fouled on the rebound. The foul is gonna be on Solomon. Oh no, excuse me. On Tierney, it's gonna be a 1-and-1 for Prince. 8th team foul against the Hearts here in the second half. Curran will go back to the line. Too strong. And a nice one-handed rebound by Tierney. Outlet pass for Gator. And he charged as Davis did a nice job stepping it. Coach Carroll barking at the official, saying that he wasn't set. And I agree with him that he wasn't set, but he was out of control, so you can see that going either way. And over and back is the call. Ballard comes in for Davis. So the Hearts lead by 20 with the basketball, 5:43 to go. Gator double teamed, finds a wide open Tierney, extra pass to Francisco, and they overpass a little bit there and turn it over. Prince 4-on-2, Euro step, blocked by Solomon off the backboard, and then Solomon on the floor gets there and gets a timeout. What a play by Solomon. Not only blocking the shot, but getting on the floor to get the rebound. With 5:22 to go, timeout on the floor. Sacred Heart 78, Crosby 58 here at the Palace. 5:22 to go. Sacred Heart with the basketball and a 20-point lead. Bulldogs have played hard tonight, just not enough experience, it would seem, to take down this Sacred Heart team. Again, Sacred Heart goes 1-4 on the inbounds, but this time they don't throw the deep ball. They just settle for Solomon in the backcourt. Reid is going to get called for a hand check. That was an easy call as he had both arms extended. Fourth foul against Rimmel. Fourth team foul against the Bulldogs. They go behind the timeline to Solomon, and they're going to get Reid for a block. That was a nickel dimer, but you could see that being called. He didn't move his feet and allowed the official to make that call. It's his fifth foul. A little bit soft, but I could see that. And Reid will have to come out of the game with 5 fouls. He'll bring Davis in for Reid. So Reid had the great first half with 11 points, struggled in the second half, and fouls out with 5:09 to go. Ballard pressuring Solomon. They double team. Get it to Gator. Pulls up from the free throw line, rattles around and out. Over and back will be called. Over the back will be called on Tierney, and that will be free throws the other way. That is the 10th team foul. It should be free throws. Now they realize it. 2 free throws coming up for the Bulldogs. Tell you what. Sacred Heart taking nothing for granted here, that's for sure. And Ballard hits the free throw. He's got 4 points for the senior. One of only 2 seniors on this roster. Ballard hits them both. It's 78-60. Bulldogs apply full court pressure, but it's Solomon who gets the basketball. Back for Gator. These two will handle the basketball down the stretch. Gets it in for Tierney, misses point blank, gets it back. He's blocked and bumped on the play. Now, I could see if they called a foul with the body there, but he signaled it was a hack, which I don't necessarily agree with because there was a lot of basketball there. But we digress. Tierney misses the first. One more to come. It's an 18-point game. 4:41 on the clock. He rattles around and misses the second. Days with yet another rebound for Prince. See if the Bulldogs can cut this one to 10 with about 3 minutes left. Prince, that's going to be a charge. Offensive foul against Kerwin. Solomon stepped in to take the charge. Second on Kerwin. 7th team foul. Days plays the passing lane, almost comes away with a steal. Anderson glides to the bucket and misses. Offensive rebound for Tierney, back out to Solomon. Hangs baseline, leaves it for Gator. He's stripped, gets it back, goes up with it, and lays it in. Gator with another bucket. Solomon and Gator just too strong as a duo for the Bulldogs tonight. 80-60. Days. It's Marquise Days having a breakout game tonight. Francisco leaves it for Gator. Gator hangs, glides to the bucket with the right hand. Boy, he could score in a lot of different ways. Ballard leaves it for Spears. Davis, 3-ball, too strong. Rebound for Days, leaves it for Prince. He'll try a corner three. That's short. Rebound there for Gator with 3:20 left, and now he'll push it. Gator throws up a wild shot. That doesn't go. Offensive rebound. The putback is good for Tierney. 84-62. Days hangs, gets to the bucket, and lays it up and in. Coach Angeli prepares his subs. Gator feeds inside. It's taken away by Ballard. Ends up with Davis. Davis is bumped and fouled. Two shots coming for Davis.
That's his second. Just Davis to the line. 2 shots.
Looks like Coach Angeli liked that last couple of sequences for his team, and he thinks about bringing subs in and sends them back to the bench for at least another possession or two. Davis hits the first one. One more to come for the sophomore. Misses the second, 84-65. Solomon feeds Anderson. They'll pull it out. It's deflected and taken away. Spears with the basketball, and he loses it to Anderson. Solomon to Gator. Gator had it knocked away, got it back, puts it up and puts it in. Almost as if the ball was a yo-yo on a string. It came right back to him and flipped it up and in. Days got hit, no call. Offensive rebound for Prince, and the putback is good. Timeout, Crosby with 1:42 to go. 86-67. Sacred Heart in front here late at the Palace. Take a look at the try to take a look at the remaining schedules for these Crosby Bulldogs here. Give me a minute. After this game, Crosby will take on Holy Cross in 2 nights' time. Then a home game against Prince Tech on the 16th before traveling to Oxford and St. Paul and Bristol to close out the season on the 22nd before the NVL tournament should they qualify. So 4 more games after this one for the young Bulldogs. They'll bring in a lot of young players now into the game. Andre Pierre, Jordan Cody, Jordan Santos, Markel Jackson-Smith, and Malik Patrick. Caleb Sampson into the game for the Hearts, and now they'll empty their bench as well. Final 90 seconds of this one here at the Palace. Sampson, talented freshman, pulls up from 18 feet. Doesn't go, and the rebound secure for Malik Patrick. Patrick looking for somewhere to go. Back for Jordan Cody. He'll try a long 3 ball. That's too strong. Rebound is there for Sacred Heart. Sampson with 51 seconds left. Feeds the corner, 3 ball. Too strong, offensive rebound. The putback is up and in. (88-67). As the crowd starts to thin here at the Palace. Cody drives baseline. He stopped there. Back for Patrick with 25 seconds left. Cody will try another 3, and he knocks that one home. So Cody hits the 3. That'll cut it to 18. 15 seconds left. I don't think, well, maybe they will run another possession here. Now they're going to pull it out. I don't believe they'll take another shot, but let's not be too presumptive. And the final 5 seconds come off the clock, and the Hearts are going to stay perfect inside the state of Connecticut and inside the Naugatuck Valley League. Final score, Sacred Heart 88, Crosby 70. That'll drop the Bulldogs to 9-7 overall with 4 games left on the season. Thanks for spending part of your day with us here on Sky TV. For Dave Thorald, I'm Chris Grace. Final score, Sacred Heart 88, Crosby 70. You've been watching Waterbury High School basketball on Sky TV. Until next time, so long, everybody.